Citadel do have access to that Emma Frost. Taken down with the duel. Bobo picks them off, darts to the butterfly, into the backline, takes out Alex. Tanuki though will finish off Duem, keeping this a little bit even at least in the fight. But Bobo is uncontested and he's just picking up KO after KO. The Galactic Legend from Tanuki with the Eternal Bond from Alex is allowing Citadel to try and drive back ChopperMag with Fidel being taken out. They are running out of tools, Ryan.
They still haven't taken the point as it's about to reach 99% for ChopperMag. Now they get it. Oh, almost. There's still one player that's going to push it all the way to 99%. Perfect for ChopperMag.
Meaning it's even. Alex not so lucky, taken out, but Melio retakes onto Pethnic. It's back and forth, Ryan.
It's really a case of this coming through. Enzo connecting onto one of Fidel. There's enough damage, maybe a little bit of healing to keep him going, but Tanuki is the hunted dog that's trying to get those picks to make sure that ChopperMag keep themselves a player down. However, they've taken the objective back into their favor. It means it's OT. It's not progressing for Citadel Gaming at all. Enzo, I don't think he's going to have the portal because he tried to go for the play beforehand. So it's a case of Pully trying to survive to keep stalling as much as he possibly can. He's actually doing terrifically, but it's down to the wire. ChopperMag, those first couple of fights where they're able to just keep staggering Citadel Gaming enough to take Carousel. It seems to be a good read. I mean, it's a common play to Citadel Gaming make. It means that if we do get to overtime on this point, that the portal should be ready. That's how the timings tend to work. But the Iron Amplifier is going to be used from Ken to allow just a little bit more lethality with Citadel's approach. They've got a couple of picks. They've got a Beer back that's brought Alex back into the fray as they've gone down. This should be them taking the fight. A couple of plays gone down for ChopperMag, but they're stalling out as much as they possibly can. It just seems to be the elimination feed is full of the red of Citadel.
Like you said, that compositional adjustment from Citadel seems to be paying off. By Pethnic, diving directly into Citadel, down to the butterfly for the counter though, and Bobo and Fidel are taken down. The sustain is being removed, but the Battle Rebirth beacon means it's only a 5 versus 6. Citadel are chasing them down. Pethnic gets the counter onto Alex, evening up the fight as Duem chases it in. The Devil's been unleashed for Tanuki now, onto the fight, and Melio is the one who falls though.
They still haven't taken the objective. You can just see how fast they're positioned. He wants to isolate targets if he can, but they lose Duep in the process. Zenstar looking for a chance to dive. He's going to have the Vanguard counterpart back in a second with the BRB. He finds himself too. Enzo's trading onto Fidel, so it is just Skittles alive to work with. He's using the Arm Amplifier to really set up these duelists to find these picks. It's 99% again. Citadel Gaming, they could go down 0 and 2 on this domination map.
They're delaying as best as they can. Polly charges up to the point with the Liberty Rush. Ken is portaling in. They've had to swap it, but overtime ticks down. They can't reach, and ChopperMag take the lead in the series. Going heavy on the aggression, already starting off with the duel. It's Jeff utilized more for the healing area than anything else. But if they can get someone out of position on this backline, going to try and remove any of the smoke, but it's actually going to get their own Captain America. Removes them back, but taken out by Tanuki. Down to the butterfly from Melio as they try to create an opening.
Seeing what they can get, but Bobo uses the Galactic Legend as a response. There's not enough ground to cover for Bobo. He's managing to find these picks.
Fidel on this rocket is doing so much for their team to keep them on this point, but Tanuki is relentless here, chasing down the shark.
Yeah, he's trying to get the picks, but just that no drop-off healing from Jeff. Now he's able to work together with Polly to find these eliminations, but they're still going back in the other way. The Vanguards for ChopperMag holding on. There's just 40 seconds left for Citadel Gaming's attack to get a little bit more. Their choice of map, they've been stalled out a little bit, but it's just ChopperMag able to just keep throwing bodies at the point.
Beacon to prevent any kind of reinforcement. It's Jeff from Skittles to remove the attackers from the board, trying to grab someone off onto the side of the map as Bobo takes to the skies. Melio with Dart to the butterfly takes out Duem and is chasing down the defenders. Perfect falls, but Duem is brought back, and the Battle Rebirth beacon to keep this fight going. Ken is healing up the team as best as they can, go for their own. It's Jeff to try and remove them from the board, chasing them inside the building to make sure there's no escape if they can get Rocket. They don't find it. It's just too high with the speed bubbles onto the point. Tanuki is trying to chase down, remove the Battle Rebirth beacon. Alex falls, Fidel falls, the Rockets are down from both sides. The portal comes on out from Pethnic to hold this line.
How much more have you got to work with, Tanuki? The Devil is out, and it's right all in a concentrated spot. You've even got the Freedom Charge for a little bit more supportive utility, but a Galactic Legend is going to show up just at the end of it. There goes Ken. One of the backline already taken down, and it's right at the edge there. It seems that the picks have got Citadel's way, and finally, there's no way to say it. Like, Citadel love to play Atlantis used so much for so many like MCU films. Feels that this is the perfect cinema for these guys too.
In for the flag, the devil is out! Pushing on to take out the rocket, removing the revive! As that car continues to move on forward, Citadel have the momentum right now, going in for the brawl, onto the Angela. You cannot escape the devil of Hell's Kitchen!
It's just unrelenting from Tanuki. Now he's going for Jeff, the land shark that is pretty much just living off of this little bit of high ground. He's trying his best to just buy as much time as possible, but there's enough focus and maybe enough peel now. Tanuki is not taking his eyes off of the Jeff. Number one enemy to focus on, but the rest of the team's coming in. He's still not wanting to go down.
Hell for ChopperMag. Here comes the Galactic Legend, and there's no defensive abilities at all for Citadel. Tanuki is down. Alex is down. With overtime on the line. They're running out of time. Melio with the dart to the butterfly takes out Pething. Skittles removes Enter from the ball, which is the main help pull. Tanuki is over to the Doctor Strange to make sure they can pull it back in because Melio is having to touch in order to buy
the pole.
It's jammed! Skittles with the interrupt on the portal, meaning it's all that's left of the people on the point. Polly is giving everything they can with the healing of Ken to buy the extra time onto that objective to make sure overtime continues. Tanuki's going to have to rush on in. Freedom charge from Dua to keep this fight going. It's Jeff on the counter to try and remove the rocket. If you can remove Battle Rebirth Beacon from the point, then that will remove the defenders. But overtime is ticking down. Here comes with the Heaven's Descent to hold the line for just a second longer. Overtime is removed, and ChopperMag are holding. They've pushed them back, and they hold Citadel at point one. That invisible boundary out. Cracking it back finds nothing. Forced to retreat through the point. In comes the Loki with the Clover. Buys Magamoto! Onto the point, and suddenly Citadel are coming up daisies here. It's a full wipe with delay as they are going to stagger to it and give them no chance. They pull him away from the edge so he can't go down quicker. They delay him all the way, and that means ChopperMag are taking this last fight 5v6.
That can stop you. The dash just in time for Bobo with the Iron Fist going in onto the fight the back line, but the overtime is starting to burn away for ChopperMag. You've got Tanuki trying to see what target he wants to pick. The stress is now on the attackers of ChopperMag, looking to go to a third map as Ken finds a pick onto Bobo.
Duep arrives with the meteor ram, catches Tanuki! Immediately Melio with the Karmic Revival inside in a safe position means that they will be up in this fight. Polly revived too, and the numbers are heavily in favor of Citadel. But the portal is coming in from Bobo. They might be able to reach the point, but there's only a sliver left. If they get removed from this point, it could be all over. The healing coming on out, invisible boundary for the extra delay, and ChopperMag are trying to hold this, but with Pething down, they're running out of time and momentum. Enzo's already charged up for another Eye of Magamoto. Alex with the invisible boundary. Ken has the God of Mischief for an extra clone. There comes the stun, but it's all in favor of Citadel right now. They have the numbers. Invisible boundary number 2. Eye of Magamoto one more time. They see the future, and it's a even matchup as ChopperMag are just being whittled down one by one. Melio falls, has Cocoon can reinforce onto this fight as ChopperMag are just out of tools.
Out of steam completely, and you have to say the main hero there is Enzo on that Doctor Strange. It was Duep, I think it's Invitational, I think, when it was OG that was representing some of these players beforehand, but Tanuki now finding a couple more picks. You got the Be Right Backs bringing people into the fray yet again, but it seems that there is a player disadvantage more on the side for ChopperMag. It is going to be the arm amplifier used on both sides to try and up that damage, up that sustain to keep going, but it's not going to be enough. ChopperMag, that free setup has to change.
Here comes the final judgment for Melio. They're just going to try and commit to this. Don't give them the chance to react. They take down Adam once again. Meteor M to try and blow him up. Melio going to be wrapping around for the defense, but Zenstory do have all down. Battle Rebirth Bigger brings them back. Here comes Bobo. Ooh, for the revive, but it's taken out mid-air. Beautiful pickup by Melio, and the momentum is now fully in favor of Citadel. But Eye of Magamoto to look for the turnaround right from above the point to remove the defenders as Fidel is going to be walled off for the one last chance at the defense, and point 2 goes over to Citadel. Carver's Duep's going to be chased down as they're completely separated. Cosmic Guard Amplifier straggling prison onto the backline to chase them all the way to spawn. Freedom Charge going to be coming out for a little bit of extra sustain with the Soul Resurgence, but Melio damage boosted onto the point with Goddess boost, and the Allied Inspire is trying to remove all the defenders, but it's a huge delay coming in from Zenstory, buying so much time for the revives. Meteor M to try and take him down, finds nothing. Bobo falls, Skittles is down, Zenstory is down, and we are heading all the way to Avengers Tower here for Citadel.
And Midtown is always a cinematic masterpiece for Citadel. Whether it's win or loss, they love to give us a good game, especially a full best of 3, best of 5 in some of these games. Close. He's almost got that Galactic Legend to go. And it's just after the Soul Resurgence was used on the other side from Ken, so he's trying to go high up into the air, see if he can get a good vantage point. But you can see how all of Citadel Gaming are just trading out this damage, but not enough. Melio and Ken go down to the back of Bobo. He's seeing if he can now get the other strategist that's in this setup, and the barrage in combination with Duep is going to be enough. It's keeping things movement, but at a very slow, steady pace. Citadel Gaming are down in numbers, but you can see one at a time, touching the point, stalling it, wasting as many seconds as they can.
Because Enzo portals the team, but a reinforcement. They're burning through so much time of ChopperMag. Well, ChopperMag will likely take this fight, especially with that Galactic Legend.
Ooh, great pick.
Eating through that clock.
You're getting Alex just as he tried to hide behind covers. Zenstari catching out Melio, the portal play. He's even going to dive through it. He's not afraid to take this fight right to the doors of where Citadel were setting up on this defense. He's able to sneak all the way back. It's a great play. It provides that space to hit this first checkpoint.
At least for the moment, Polly with the freedom charge. Heavens to set up to the point, but immediately going to be bopped back off the point. Forced to take to the sky. Cosmic Yard up on fire for Alex. For the sustain. We're so close to a Karmic Revival. I mean, they just have to keep Melio up. A beautiful charge onto Polly, but they're just too far, too mobile. Battle Rebirth Beacon brings back Ken into the fight as Skittles is on the flank, making sure everyone is topped up, but the dive might be too much. Bobo is down, as is Zenstari. It's Jeff onto the point.
And it's cleared up. ChopperMag unable to go further on to match finishing the map for Citadel Gaming. And they don't do things by halves, they do things by 3. Citadel Gaming able to move up in the winners bracket, but much like every single game for them at the Grand Finals event here in Atlanta, it's long, it's labored, and it takes every single map that they have the advantage to.
What's going on, guys? We come back from that electric matchup, and I'm joined by the Vanguard GOAT in Pauly. And listen, sometimes the cook, man, it's a slow burn. You guys, you've been dropping a map, going into it, and then just coming out looking ready and fresh, man. Talk to me about a little bit of that mentality here from the group stage to now.
I mean, we're kind of just a mentality team. We're just the mentality goats, you know? Every time it goes wrong, every time we're down, eventually we just find a way to build back up. And that's kind of what we do, you know? We never back down.
Hey, I love that. Listen, the viewers, the dads, the cast, we haven't seen a lot of Heart of Heaven, right? That's a map we have not seen a lot so far. What made y'all pick that map out of all of the pools whenever you wanted to come back and try to get a game back into this thing?
I mean, the first plan on the new map was to play Angela with kind of a poke comp, but then they eventually banned it. But then they just left everything for us open, you know? We first tried to dive, didn't eventually work, and then we ended up on like a Groot, Adam, like poke comp, like fronted back comp, and then we just fully stopped their dive. Everything.
So, man, he is known as Steve Pauly Rogers. This is the Captain America himself. I gotta ask, I was impressed with Duep and what they were able to do on the Vanguard side. Do you feel like the Vanguards on the side of ChopperMag, were able to hold up pretty well?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This team is a dive team. Like, they're diving really, really, really good. So we had to like step back, pray like more fronted backy, and then yeah, we just locked in.
And Cinderella's story in the making, able to make your own story as well. Last I want to say with y'all, you have Sala, you have your team, so locked in. You're bringing in what y'all put together now with Melio as well, man. FlyQuest is next. You got a big one coming up, and you all played them, so far. What do you need to do ensure to win and to get up into the next set of the finals?
I think we just need to play our own game. We just need to do whatever we feel like, is more comfortable, and just have fun. Need to have fun.
That's what I want to say. You guys are serious on the cams. That's what I love, man. And hey, listen, take it all in, man. We got Atlanta, Georgia. We got a ton of viewers at home. And listen, I'm going to give you the floor one more time. Any last words that you want to tell the fans out there?
Captain Pauly, at your service.